Welcome to the first entry in our adaptation of the Midstring Delay Guide. This guide is meant to be a visual tool for the GNT4 community to refer to in lieu of the written midstring guide, which you can find a link to in the description. Now, we would be remiss if we didn't credit the original author of the guide, David Su. While we here at Niddles and Quimps have never met or played with David, the GNT4 community owes a whole lot to him for his contributions to the meta. This guide isn't a character tutorial by any means. Instead, it's going to focus on the weaknesses in each character's strings and how to exploit them. With all that out of the way, let's get to the guide. First up for Team 7 is Naruto. Naruto's first and second strings are a bit finicky. The third B is the one you want to watch out for. Some characters can jump out, some can walk out, and if your back B is fast enough, you can even do that. BB is a mostly safe string for Naruto, however, after blocking the fourth hit, a well-timed air projectile will end the first string and the second string as the fifth hit comes out. The characters that can walk out of the string are as follows: the third Hokage, Mizuki, Iruka, Gaara, Kakashi, and Shikamaru. Characters like Tenten and Ino with fast air Bs can punish the last hit of the string as well. For this set of strings, they're all the same as the first after the BAA. This is what most Naruto players will open with, as the BAA is relatively safe. Back B these if you have one that's fast enough, but if not, then you can just resort to the previous options. These next few strings aren't that good. However, they can be used as a tool to try and throw you off if his main strings aren't working out. Best option here is to just back B. Smart players won't be throwing these strings out. If you see them, back B all day. Fun fact about these strings is that you can simply walk out of the down B. If you're up against the wall or at throw range, however, this trick won't work. Back B is your friend in this situation. Up next is Kyuubi Naruto. For these strings, you can back B if you have one that's high hitting, but other than that, it's best to let it rock out and then punish with air projectiles. For these strings, you can back B if you have one that's high hitting, but other than that, it's just best to let it rock out and then punish with air projectiles. The fourth hit in these strings is the third hit in the main strings. Best to back B here, but if you're cautious of doing that, let him lift you in the air and then punish with projectiles. The first hit of these strings is the third hit in the main strings. Same idea as the last set. Back B or air projectile. At the risk of being monotonous here, again, these are the same as the others. Same idea. Back B or air projectile. The up B here will miss after the first hit if you block it. You won't see these strings an awful lot. You can back B the first A if you have one that's fast and hits high. Aside from that, you can punish the second A with projectiles, but only do it as he's rising. If not, it's possible for the attack to deflect your projectiles. These strings are really bad. You can just back B all of them. These strings can be a little bit tricky. I recommend lapping them as the back B timing is a little finicky, but once you get it, that's going to be your best option. Moving on, we have Sasuke. There's a small delay between the second and third hit in this string, but it's so small that it's not even really worth it to try and punish. The third and fourth hit is the one you really want to watch out for. You can safely sidestep in between the third and fourth hit, just make sure you're not sidestepping into the direction of his kick. Certain characters can even punish the fourth B mid-string. They are as follows: Ino, Haku, Kiba, the third Hokage, Rock Lee, Shikamaru, and Tsunade. For this set, the same rule applies to the first. The third and fourth B are the same kick, so you can just sidestep or back B. These strings don't really have any holes in them. If you try and Shuriken punish while he's in the air, it won't work, and the last hit of B or A will only be utilized to punish any attempt you make to punish the initial down B. It's best to just wait this one out. These strings are basically the same as all of the forward B ones. The difference here is that the kick with a delay is the third hit, whereas the forward B string delay is the fourth kick. You can sidestep the last B here and punish. If they try and just stop at back B or back BB, you can throw punish as Sasuke will land right in front of you. Up next is Sharingan Sasuke. So there's two key differences between normal Sasuke and Sharingan Sasuke. For starters, all strings that end in the back A teleport kick are now replaced by his up A teleport kick, which is faster. Aside from this, the fourth B is replaced with this Rock Lee style kick, but you can just walk out of this string and punish the lengthy delay as it's much worse than normal Sasuke's fourth B. Rounding off the students is Sakura Haruno. For this first string here, you have a couple of options, the best of which is to sidestep the BB and punish. If you block the third B, you can throw air projectiles to end the string. If you block the fourth B, land, sidestep the projectiles, and then punish accordingly. For the last string, after BA, you can sidestep and punish. If she just uses back BB, you can throw or punish the lag with jabs. For the other two strings here, you can sidestep out of the initial back B and punish accordingly, or respond with your own back B. For this string, you can punish with projectiles by jumping away, but you might get hit if your timing is off. For these, you can just back B or sidestep after the up B. For this first one, you can sidestep either of the last two A's in the string, or you can just block and punish the ending lag. For the second string, after the down AA, the rest of the string misses. The last string here is her aerial projectile rave, sidestep the initial A, and the rest is already taken care of. For the first string, you can throw air projectiles after the dash BB, or you can just sidestep the last two A's and punish. For the second string here, you can wait and punish the lag at the end, or you can sidestep or back B the last A. Lastly, we have Kakashi Hatsuke. For this string, it's possible to sidestep after BB, but it's a bit tricky to time. You can throw if they go BBB, and it'll be hard for them to tech. You can back B after the BB as well. The last B of the string misses, so if they rocket all the way out, Kakashi will go right over your head. Same for the second and third strings here. The last string you can just sidestep or back B after the BB. For all of these strings, you can sidestep after the back B. Just make sure you sidestep twice, as doing it just once won't cause the string to end. You can also sidestep or back B the third B in the string as well. For the first two here, you can back B after the down B, or just wait and back B / sidestep the last attack. For the last string, you can back B, sidestep, air projectile, or air B after his initial up B. It's free game here. These strings all follow the same rules as the first set of Kakashi strings. The only difference is the forward A. Everything else after the BBs is the same. These strings are the same as set 2 and can be treated accordingly. Sidestep or back B the third B and you'll be A-okay. Finishing things up, we have a few more strings with Sharingan Kakashi. Sharingan doesn't really change Kakashi's strings much, it just simply adds an extra hit, usually with a big delay. You can sidestep or back B these strings, but sidestep won't cause the strings to end. You can back B or sidestep after the down B in these strings. Lastly, the forward A in these strings is 2 hits. You can sidestep and punish the second hit. Alternatively, you can just let it rock as Kakashi will go right over your head. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, leave a comment, and subscribe as we'll be coming at you with more GNT4 content in the future.